I want to introduce the idea of equanimity, and a lot more can be said on this topic, but just the basics, because it's an important practice or quality we cultivate on this path. Equanimity is one of the four heart practices or Brahma Viharas in Buddhism. And it's an interesting one because it's taught as a quality of the heart as it relates to the heart practices, and as a quality of the mind when it comes to concentration and mindfulness. There's actually two words in the Buddhist teachings that we translate both into English as equanimity. One means to rest in the middle of, and the other means to look over or to observe. I think both of them together give a good idea of what equanimity is. It's this quality of being able to experience something or observe it, be in it, but also look over it, also see it clearly. It can be thought of perhaps as the ability to stay stable in a sense, to stay grounded. I'll give an example with the heart practices. If somebody we know is suffering and struggling, we're called to respond with compassion, with a caring presence, with love, with tenderness. Equanimity is the quality that helps us stay stable, not get too sucked in and suffer from compassion fatigue, or not get fall into codependency. The same can be said for any of the heart practices, loving kindness and wishing well for another. We can wish well for another, but when our happiness rests on another's happiness, there is no equanimity there, or there's not enough equanimity there. Equanimity is this quality that allows us to wish well for others, allows us to care for others, but also not necessarily keeps some distance, but keeps us focused on ourselves. One of the ways equanimity is often described is as spaciousness. There's the example of if I took a tablespoon of salt and put it in a cup of water and you tasted it, you would go, oh, that's salt water. If I took that same tablespoon of salt and put it into a giant lake, Lake Superior, mixed it all up, just one tablespoon of salt in that whole lake, and then you tasted the water, you would never know there was salt in it. And I think that's really the best understanding, or my understanding of equanimity, is this ability to have spaciousness, to allow something to arise and pass and recognize that it hurts, or that it's lovely, or that we're scared, or that it evokes some emotion, but not have it impact us so heavily. Equanimity is generally kind of cultivated as two separate qualities. One is, as the heart practices, we might cultivate it with phrases. Some of the kind of common or more traditional phrases are, all beings are in charge of their actions. So you might mix this with like a loving kindness phrase. May you be happy. May you be healthy. You're in charge of your actions. This recognition that although we may wish for well-being for this person, we are not in control of their actions. And then the other quality, as kind of more a mental quality, is cultivated in mindfulness or insight practices. Involves noticing when we are hooked in, when we are knocked off balance, or when we don't have this spaciousness, and trying to create it, trying to kind of take a step back and re-stabilize or re-ground ourselves. And the benefit of this is twofold. One, with other people, we no longer get so hooked in to their behavior or trying to control them, or our well-being doesn't necessarily rest on their well-being in the same way. And in our own meditation practice and daily life, we're able to take things as they come with a little more ease. Equanimity is what allows us to face the joys without clinging, face the sorrows without aversion, and we're able to fully experience them, right? Equanimity is not a pulling back or a pulling off of the experience or denying it. It's truly experiencing it, but with less attachment or less swaying. In my opinion and experience, it is one of the, although it comes with the heart practices, it can be much more difficult to truly cultivate. Or I don't know if difficult is the right word, but it can take more time. Most of us, when we practice loving kindness or compassion, we might have a moment of feeling that loving kindness or compassion. You've surely felt some true compassion, even without practice in your daily life, for a loved one or a child or a pet. But equanimity can be a little bit more foreign or take a little bit of time to really cultivate. So I encourage you to both notice when you don't have equanimity, when something's knocking you off balance, and also notice and rejoice in the moments that you do have equanimity. There's a great saying, I think, from Ajahn Sumedho, who says, right now it's like this. Right now it's like this. Kind of the ultimate phrase in equanimity. And how it is, it might be painful, might be difficult. It might be amazing and exciting, but right now it's like this. I'll give you just an example from my life. Every year when tax season came around, equanimity went out the window. And like, all good on my taxes, haven't really ever had a problem, just got really stressed, knocked me completely off balance. And I experienced anxiety and stress and, problems sleeping, and impacted my life and my relationships for that week or two. I've taken some action to better prepare for taxes, and I've, of course, practiced equanimity over the last 15 years. And now what happens is tax season comes and I go, oh, like this sucks. I do not like tax season. And I can recognize I don't like tax season and not resist it. And that's, to me, where one of the kind of keys of equanimity comes in. We stop resisting things like taxes or whatever it may be that are unpleasant. We don't put that second arrow on. We acknowledge that it's painful. We maybe can respond with some self-compassion. And my experience is it's still unpleasant, but it doesn't cause quite the same rippling out of suffering that it used to. I'll leave a link below for the beginner's equanimity meditation. And I encourage you to look at this quality in all of your practices, in your daily life, but in all of your mindfulness and concentration and heart practices. Equanimity is something we can always bring in or stay attuned to. Hi, I'm Matthew. I want to invite you to our Introduction to Mindfulness mini course. It's free, it's a week long, and it contains talks and meditation practices to help you understand exactly what mindfulness is and how you can get started on your path. To learn more and sign up, you can click the link right here.